I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire for the week of January 19th to January 25th.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world burns.
World burns.
Don't forget to touch my bells and buttons. Subscribe, like, comment, do those things, and tell your friends. And we will love you eternally and unconditionally, just like God. This is a Jesus show now.
You just turned off all the atheists out there.
We're praying the gray away. The grays in my hair. Because I'm just a little old lady on YouTube. Welcome back, friends. How we've missed you. And boy, has it been a week. How's everyone doing with their New Year's resolutions out there and in here? Ladies, how are you guys doing?
I didn't make any New Year's
What
resolutions.
I've just been good.
I've made some goals, but still trying to get that train on the tracks.
Great work, everyone at Team Phetasy. We have some real go-getters here.
I'm doing great.
Well, I've already failed at mine 3 weeks in, which was not to troll the president. But he posts the sickest, dankest memes.
You can't help yourself.
No! And I just hashtag it troll in chief.
He is the troll in chief.
I posted a video of me telling him he must feed the algorithm, and I asked him if he liked our socks from last week of the Don.
Uh-huh.
Did I get a response from the Don? No! But someday I will. So yeah, he was posting memes, and apparently the other day he had the most tweets of his entire presidency because someone's keeping track of that. He tweeted one implying that Obama was spying on him. What's funny about that is the original picture, there was a gold shovel next to him in the original picture, and I'm like, why did you need to take out the gold shovel? You know, did we really need to lose that?
Why was there a gold shovel in his room full of marble?
Because it's a gold room, and he
yeah, but what did he need the shovel for in a room full of marble?
He's digging for gold. He's a gold digger. Maybe it was Melania's. Maybe it was Melania. I just thought it was a gold shovel. And then he posted the one of the snowplow that he said something like, "This is a true fan." Did he call them fans?
This is a real fan. Thank you.
A real fan. Wow. I mean, like, presidents shouldn't want fans.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing to be pushing and promoting.
Uh-huh.
Like you're a rock star. It said pushing snowflakes aside 2020. But you know what's funny is that all these people are snowflakes on every single side. They're all such little bitches.
Uh-huh.
Trump is the biggest snowflake of all time.
Seriously. Get his tiny feelings hurt.
All of them are such whiners.
They're definitely having so much fun with that kind of thing.
Yeah, they are having fun. Well, I think that we had, people who were Democrats had fun.
Yeah.
And the Democrats just can't handle it.
No, they're
can't.
Like,
we can't take this. We must get rid of the orange man bad. And I wonder, because I was in a liberal bubble, were the Republicans lashing out as much as the Democrats were when Obama was... They were, right?
I don't know, because Trump escalated it in a way that it's never been escalated before. Just in the fact that he's a reality show president.
Trump took it to, like, this one goes up to 11.
These go to 11.
Post memes like a 14-year-old. He does do things that don't seem very presidential.
Yeah, he's an instigator. Space Force. President Trump reveals a new logo that looks a lot like the beloved Starfleet Command logo.
It is the logo. It's exactly the ripped off logo. I know that this was not an accident. This was a super nerd Trekker who was determined to prove that Star Trek is better than Star Wars now that Star Wars is totally the bed. And this was his way, because I bet the rejected logo was the Imperial Navy symbol. And then Donald was like a little too on the nose. Bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. You know the name of the first starship is going to be the USS Trump.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be.
And it's going to be gold.
Gold plated for sure.
Yeah. And it'll say pushing snowflakes aside across the galaxy. And it'll be like, we will goldly go where no God, King, Emperor has gone before.
Conor McGregor tweeted, phenomenal president, quite possibly the USA GOAT, most certainly one of them anyways, as he sits atop the shoulders of the many amazing giants that came before him. No easy feat. Early stages of term also incredible. Congrats and happy Martin Luther King Day Jr. to America.
Oh my gosh. Conor McGregor is the GOAT in chief. The GOAT in chief. I think people were saying, they're like, oh no, Conor's going to get canceled. I'm like, exactly who did you think Conor McGregor was going to get behind? Like Bernie? All of a sudden, Conor McGregor opens his mouth and he's like, I'm a mere feminist and I'm voting for Elizabeth Warren. I can't do an Irish accent. I'm known for my accents. It's so disappointing. I'm a mere feminist.
You're getting more high pitched.
My name is Conor McGregor. I'm a mere feminist and I'm voting for Elizabeth Warren. That's what we're expecting to come out of him? No. He's going to be like, Trump. Did anyone understand a word of what he said when he won his 40-second knockout? No. Well, this week, the Senate impeachment proceedings or trials began. And it was funny because the Nielsen ratings came out and more than twice as many people watch their daytime soaps than they watch the impeachment. And the numbers are crazy. It's usually like 3.2 million for Days of Our Lives and 3.3 million for The Young and the Restless. And then it was like 1.2, 1.6. And when they were asking these people for comments about why they didn't watch the impeachment, they said the acting is better on their soaps. I actually feel like this just goes to show that it's true what they say, that Washington is just Hollywood for ugly people. We have the proof.
Moving on to boycott of boycotts. KFC apologizes for sexist ad that shows young boys staring at women's breasts.
How dare E2 Australia? They're Australian, right?
Yes.
It was the
It was in
collective.
Australia.
What was
Yes.
the name of it?
Collective Shout, an Australian group which campaigns against the objectification of women.
Don't they have bigger problems in Australia right now? I mean, there's a literal firestorm in Australia and you're worried about some tits in a 15-second KFC ad. I'm glad to know you have your priorities straight, Australia.
Did someone say KFC?
Who doesn't love boobs and fried chicken?
Well, they should have made some sort of breasts joke. I mean, I thought it was a lost opportunity for them
It
to
is
be
true.
like, you like these breasts?
Yeah,
Let's go get some KFC.
Have some moist breasts.
Oh,
Some
God.
juicy breasts.
Bang, chicka, bang, bang. It is pretty on brand. They are selling breasts after all. Maybe they were just trying to make just a literal metaphor.
It's a subtle.
It wasn't even subtle. It was just blatant. I love their unapology, too. They're basically like, sorry we hurt your feelings. Fuck off. We're not doing anything different or taking the ad down. That's the kind of apology we need in this authoritarian society where it's stifling creativity and objectification of women. I'm glad I got that off my breasts.
Living in a South Park, Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston reunited backstage at the SAG Awards.
You know, we here at Phetasy.com predicted this in our timeless classic, Bitchelina, the South Park that we made and decided to film and put on YouTube because nobody would make it, particularly South Park. But that scene where Brad is sadly looking at the picture of him and Jennifer getting married, it was so prescient. We knew this was going to happen. Brad sighs over an old picture of him and Jen. Angelina catches him and starts beating him.
Yes,
We
we
knew.
did. We predicted.
That picture of her walking away and him kind of holding on to her is me leaving every man I've ever been with behind me in the last decade. Moving into 2020 like an empowered woman with none of that dirt on my shoulder and those old bastards who want me back. I'm the one that got away, kids. How could they leave this behind?
I said good day.
What were you reading about, Sam? What were some of the memes?
Oh, there's one. It was like a Maleficent 3 trailer.
Oh, that was funny.
Angelina Jolie walks up in between Brad and Jen.
Well.
We've been trolling Brad Pitt for like well over a decade here at Phetasy. If you haven't bought one of our Make Brad Pitt Great Again hats, which we already did.
It's because they never went up for sale.
We're going to put them up for sale, though. We have exactly 36 of them available. I'm not even sure if we have that.
I think we have like 18.
Can I look like a b-boy during this?
Moving on to canceled.
Cancel!
Lawrence Fox says he would never date a woman under the age of 35 because they are too woke.
There was a situation before this, before he even said that. So he got in trouble because he was on a show, and then a woman said that Meghan Markle left the country because of racism. And then he said, no, it wasn't because of racism.
Let's be really clear about what this is. Let's call it by its name. It's racism. She's a black woman. And she has been torn to pieces.
You can't.
She has been torn to pieces.
It's not racism.
It absolutely is.
It's disingenuous for her to say it was only because of racism, but it's also disingenuous for him to say that it's not because of racism at all. But she kind of loses the entire argument in that cut when she basically says, well, you're a white male with white privilege and therefore your opinion doesn't matter.
What worries me about your comment is you are a white privileged male who has no experience in this.
And then he got attacked by everybody in the UK, and he said he would never date a woke woman. It sounds like he's being very reactive to this. Yeah, he got canceled full on. Well, then there was this whole rash of articles that were saying like the dangerous rise of men who won't date woke women. Yeah, who the wants to be lectured all day long about their white male privilege
and their microaggressions
and their toxic masculinity and how the patriarchy is holding them down? Like, who wants to fucking hear that all day?
Male feminists.
Yeah. Bitches. I'm a male feminist, and I'm here to tell you what you're doing is toxically masculine, and I regret and renounce my whiteness. I'm drinking liberal tears. How about you, mate? Oh, you having a small tea? What are you, a liberal feminist? Good luck to you, Lawrence Fox, but you're
sprained my eyes. Taylor Swift and her new documentary, Miss Americana.
Taylor Swift. It was only a matter of time before we had a Taylor Swift documentary. I am so tired. I am literally fighting for my life while I watch Netflix and wait for my Postmates. Taylor had a documentary in which she comes out bravely. I know you're all going to be shocked and appalled to hear what she admitted, but she admitted as a white woman in Hollywood and entertainment that she has an eating disorder and is a progressive.
I need to be on the right side of history.
Taylor Swift broke her silence on politics over the weekend.
Her voice in a whole new way.
What? Can you believe it?
Shocking.
Do you know the bravery that it would take for a woman in the entertainment industry to come out as that which all of her peers are and which everyone else applauds and identifies as? It's a staggering amount of bravery. She should be given some kind of award in which she can stand on stage and shame us.
And then Kanye can jump on stage with a MAGA hat and try and take her award away.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But
I was like, welcome to fucking Hollywood, Taylor. Like, we all have eating disorders and freaking liberal values, kind of. Please touch my bells and my buttons. I'm bananas.
Proof that we're living in a simulation. Watching a film in the cinema counts as a light workout.
Okay. I did a deep dive on this, as I do on all of these very staggeringly important news stories that we managed to capture. And this study was paid for by Vue Cinemas, which is like McDonald's paying for a study that says burgers are good for you.
Uh-huh.
It was 51 people.
So an in-depth study.
Yeah. Watching a movie counts as a light workout because it escalates your heart rate, right? So why aren't we all skinny?
Right.
How many calories does road rage burn, huh? I bet a lot.
We should all be skinny.
Yeah. In LA with our eating disorders and Taylor Swift shaming us.
Driving from movie premiere to movie premiere.
Yeah. I spend 30 minutes a day Googling what might be wrong with me on WebMD. What kind of cardio workout am I getting there, huh?
Your heartbeat's increased, your anxiety levels raised. You should be burning calories like crazy.
This seems like a bunk study. You can get a study to say anything. So kids, when you read about studies, here's what you have to do. You have to click on a study and you have to go see who paid for the study because you got to follow the money because capitalism always wins. And there's really no science anymore. It's just who's buying studies. Follow the money.
Moving on to the BDE Award.
It's a more serious award ceremony than last week. The BDE Award goes to the Furries! The Furries in San Jose stopped an assault of a woman. She was getting battered in a car, apparently, and they pulled the guy out of the car, and then they beat the crap out of him and restrained him. And people were saying, I would never guess that a furry would be like that. And I'm like, are you freaking crazy? Anyone who has the guts to wear a furry costume in public is basically the same as a face tattoo.
Hey, no, Joe, no.
This is like, you should not with these people.
You don't want to with those people. They are hardcore.
I'd actually with someone with a face tattoo before I with a furry. Good for you, furries, for stepping in.
Yeah. Way to be heroes, furries.
Yeah.
Never woke enough. Joe Rogan cuts an ad with Bernie.
I think I'll probably vote for Bernie. Him as a human being, when I was hanging out with him, and I believe in him. I like him. I like him a lot.
Everyone was outraged, but the real question I have is, has anyone ever seen Joe's father before? Is this Joe got some like 23andMe information? And now he's all leading up to like, Dad, it's you. Dad, I found you. All this like hyper masculinity really just belies like a lack of a father figure. Do we all just want a father figure who's going to yell at us and take all of our stuff away? Redistribute our wealth and take our money. Is that what we're all looking for out there?
I just don't understand the whole thing, because you would think that they would be happy that someone as big as Joe Rogan is coming out. No,
because they're never happy.
No, I know. It just doesn't make any, it's illogical.
It's just the purity test that no one can pass.
Right.
But it was funny because the Bernie people were mad and then the Rogan people were mad because really, you know, when Joe Rogan's like, I don't know anything about politics, and and then comes out in support of Bernie, I'm like, yeah, believe all podcasters. When I tell you I don't know anything about politics, I'm not lying, and neither is Joe Rogan apparently, because he's voting for communists. We like capitalism here.
We like capitalism, Brad Pitt, unicorns, and Jesus.
That's our motto. Those are our meta hashtags here. All we want is a little bit of unicorns and some laughter and the world burning and some coffee and some money and some Jesus. Is that so much to ask?
You can even leave out the Jesus part and we'll take the rest.
True. We'll leave out Jesus.
All right. Moving on to dumpster diving.
What's next in the dumpster?
Pussy the musical.
My pussy, my pussy, my pussy, my pussy.
Yeah, this was weird. What was this? It was Scandinavian?
Sweden.
Where was that video taken?
In a
Stockholm.
library. In some library, a bunch of women in a circle.
And what were they doing exactly?
Singing pussy.
Well, no, but why? Do we ever find out why?
No.
I couldn't figure out why either. I could not figure out. This video kind of just went viral, and I could not for the life of me figure out why these women were singing this pussy musical in the library. I don't understand why or what was going on and why they weren't wearing pussy hats. Where was Gwyneth, by the way?
They're practicing for her rap party.
Was this like a Goop Lab thing?
I wish.
And she'll be like, please circle around me and sing the vagina song. Pussy.
Pushy.
Pussy.
Pushy.
Someone out there is jerking off to that right now. What's next?
Judge refuses to dismiss lewdness case against Utah woman who went topless in her own home.
I love this story. This is a great story because it's a perfect example of the kind of story that you would have an emotional reaction to from the headline. And then you go, wow, this story triggered my emotional, oh my God, that is f***ed up. And confirmed my bias that people in Utah are backwards and they're trying to oppress the titties. Now, I clicked on the story because I've learned that if something does that to me, it's usually not the story I think. And I started reading about it. And then I had to click on another story to get even more details. And it turns out it's a stepmom who had her titties out while she was installing some insulation. And her 9 and 13-year-old stepkids came over. And then they went home and told their mom that their stepmom had her titties out while she was with her dad. And then in the second article, she has a statement that it's a feminist statement she's trying to make that everybody can be free in the household and that it's her house and she's free to do whatever she wants. And once I read that, I was like, that's kind of f***ed up.
Yeah.
I have been a child of divorce, and if my dad's girlfriend or new wife had her titties out, I would have been so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I would have been like, what the f***? And definitely gone home and told my mom. And I guarantee there's probably some custody thing going on here too.
Yeah.
So that story was interesting because immediately you're like, this is an outrage. I'm with the judge on this. Words I never thought I'd speak in my life. But it does go to show you that it's so easy. It would have been so easy for me to quote tweet that or something to be like, I can't believe this hashtag free the nipple. And then everyone's like, actually, it was a stepmom who had her titties out around her stepchildren who are under the age of 13.
And then you're like, put those nipples away, would
yeah,
you?
lady, what the fuck is wrong with you? People are losing their minds. I mean, on the internet, there are crazy people doing crazy things and acting insane. Can you believe it?
They are putting children in your food. Those are pedophile codes.
I am kind of fakely acting insane or just funly acting insane. I'm enjoying myself pretending to lose my mind. I'm not actually here telling you that there are children in your McDonald's sausages.
McDonald's is connected to the Clintons. They chop up the bodies and put them into the sausage and hamburgers. People are being cannibalized. Look it up.
And this lady went viral, and it was hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious. It's also kind of scary when you see this kind of cognitive dissonance and disconnect, and you're like, wow, that woman probably has schizophrenia or something. Like, there's some kind of... And you can see, even when she pauses, and then she's reading the comments, and you see just the two disconnected thoughts that she puts together. Yeah, the children are in the McDonald's sausages. Look it up. Like, look it up. The panther is in my backyard.
The panther is here!
How dare you insult my knowledge?
I'm not gonna apologize for my knowledge!
Speaking of crazy...
I'm not gonna apologize for my knowledge!
I mean, she's clearly insane. What is this? Oh my God. Lady, get a grip. You're losing your mind.
I'm coming back at you, Illuminati!
You should subscribe to Phetasy.com where you can see me doing that with no lady right there and acting insane.
And feeling weird about it.
People are being cannibalized. Look
Can
it
you
up.
believe this, lady?
Yeah, somebody had an argument with me over that.
Breaking Bridget. AOC and billionaires. No one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion.
No one ever makes $1 billion. You take $1 billion.
Oh, really, AOC? Is that what you're going to say, huh? You want to take $1 billion? I'll show you. That whole thing was bananas, and everybody should watch it. But in her interview with Ta-Nehisi Coates, she says, you don't make $1 billion. And then she has this pause, and you can see the light bulb go off. You take $1 billion.
You take $1 billion.
Like, it just occurred to her in that moment. This is somebody, it seems like, who's been educated by YouTube. I know she went to school, but it's like she just watched a video about Marx and went and did that interview 20 minutes before. At least AOC is saying we want power. Okay, first of all, take $1 billion. You take $1 billion. That sounds like something someone who wants to take $1 billion would say. You don't make $1 billion. You take $1 billion, and then the light bulb goes off, and she's like, I'm going to take $1 billion from all these billionaires. And then she always talks about the we. You know, it's us. It belongs to us. The we. The we the people, we.
And also, in a democracy, the government is us. Like, can we just remember that?
What we are you talking about? You totally exclude the billionaires and the millionaires from this we of which you speak. Not those we. Not the we over there that took the risk and made the product and gave people jobs. This we. That other we.
You didn't make those widgets. You sat on a couch while thousands of people were paid modern day slave wages, and in some cases real modern day slavery.
This woman is crazy. And she was me at 27. It would be like if I, at 27 years old, with the very limited knowledge that I had and all of the outrage I had for injustice, just got a lot of power and decided that the problem was billionaires. It's so dangerous.
She's terrifying. I mean, she scares me.
The best was Maggie was watching that. We were showing Maggie the video last night in the writer's room, and Maggie goes, I just became a conservative. I'm like, yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah. But that's what's happening to tons of reasonable liberals who are like, oh, if this is the option that I have to choose between, which is, again, capitalism v. socialism, anyone who knows anything about history knows that we know where this goes.
Right.
So, and the funny thing too, the ironic part is that AOC doesn't exist in her world. In her utopia, AOC, there is no AOC. If everybody has everything they need and everything is equal, there's no excess means of production, then there's no reason to dissent and there's no AOC. The only AOC that exists in AOC's world is the AOC who's determining who the we is and how everything gets distributed.
Right.
So fucking Stalin. That's the AOC that exists in her world. We've been here.
Yes.
How what is happening? Are they just good at branding? People of the world, people who believe in capitalism and free markets and understand that socialism usually leads to millions of people dying at the hands of one person in power. Go educate yourselves and push back against this when you see it. It's going to be tough, but you're going to have to educate yourself and do a little work. I highly recommend, if you read the appendix of Jonah Goldberg's book, Suicide of the West, it is filled with facts and figures and charts and graphs of how capitalism and free markets have pulled more people out of poverty than in the history of mankind, and how up until very recently, we all lived on pretty much under $5 a day. Educate yourselves! Because this is dangerous. It's dangerous, insidious. We need to stop the college freshman Marxism that is running rampant and poisoning people's brains.
Mm-hmm. Phetasy news.
Watkins' welcome guest this week was Zuby. Zuby is great. Check it out. He's all over the place and a rapper and an author. We had a big announcement that we're on Locals. Now, Dave Rubin's new platform, not platform. I'm the first creator, which is exciting. So you can subscribe. You'll get the behind the scenes. You'll see pictures that we post in production. We're coming out with a bunch of new content. You'll get walk-ins welcome early. You'll get check-ins for Maggie and I that we're doing and all kinds of things. and writing and daily inspiration, and a group of people who are all supporting each other and just trying to be better.
Go to BridgetFetasy.com for our merch.
Yeah, go get some t-shirts. This week, the last week in January, I'm offering any of my Dumpster Fire viewers 15% off. Use the code DumpsterFire, your entire order. Let's get some hoodies and mugs and send us pictures and just become a part of the whole thing, because it's going to be fun. To see the full unedited version, go to Phetasy.com, and it's a $5 minimum now, so it's for the people. For the we. It'll keep you happy when the world's burning,
Join
hopefully.
the Feta fam.
Join the crazy that is the Feta fam. We'd like to thank Zen Pro Audio. We would like to thank you, our viewers. You're awesome and hilarious. We see your comments. We see you out there on Twitter, so keep that shit up. Thank you for sending us tips. Thank you for sending us stories. Thank you for engaging and telling your friends. We'd like to thank Better Phetasy. They are our research genius. Thank you, Better Phetasy. Follow them on Twitter. Thank you, Sam and Maggie.
Thank you, Bridget.
You're welcome, Bridget.
Touch my bells and buttons. Touch my bells and buttons, please. This has been your Dumpster Fire for the week of January 19th to January 25th. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich.